This podcast is part of the Deluxe Edition Network. To find other great shows on the network, head over to deluxeeditionnetwork.com. That's deluxeeditionnetwork.com.
Coffee Fuel Store. Radio UNK, Radio UNK. It's good to be a unicorn. Hello. It's me, Copy Fitness Unicorn, your pocket DJ. And you're listening to a mini Monday. That's right. This mini Monday is going to be, a lot of people are gonna probably chime in on this one. It's a little bit of a sensitive subject, and that's why I'm talking about it. Because, let's see, how do I say I feel pretty passionate about this without hurting other people's feelings? I guess I should just say I feel pretty passionate about it, and I'm sorry if I hurt your feelings. This mini Monday's topic is serifs and sans serifs. And I know you know what I'm talking about. And if you don't, I'm referring to feet on text. Serifs and sans serifs. No feet. Feet and no feet. So I feel pretty passionate about this. I am a sans serif kind of girl. I don't like the little feet on text when I'm reading or typing. So when how should I say, because Times New Roman is the standard for text in books, resumes, papers in university. And when they switched to some of my favorite, anything that is sans serifs, I believe Arial became acceptable, and possibly, well, for sure, Arial. I believe Arial was what I was using when I was in school. And it made me very happy. And then also when resumes became, it was acceptable to have sans serif resumes, I was extremely elated because, like I said, I know that Times New Roman is the standard. That is the industry standard for text and fonts. However, I like clean fonts and clean text. And for me, it's a lot of work. I've read a lot. I've been reading all my life, which is probably why I have to have reading glasses now, because I can't see, because I've been reading with feet in my text for my whole life. And so when the first thing I do when I get an ebook, it's my favorite thing to do with an ebook, because I can do it with an ebook, is change the damn font setting. That's right. If it comes in Times New Roman, I change it to Arial, Severin, whatever, anything that is sans serif. That's right. And I wish I could do that with books, but unfortunately, you can't do that. Books, most of the time, are printed in Times New Roman. Blah. So boring. It's so, I don't know. There's, like I said, there's just something. And so I, being the nerd that I am, I actually wanted to find out what the studies are about serifs versus sans serifs. And there's actually a couple of studies that were done regarding memory and retention using these two different fonts, so serifs or sans serifs. And I want to say that the serifs were, so to speak, winning with memory retention, because our eyes have to work so much that we actually work harder to try to remember what we're actually reading. But I should say, however, in my defense, it just goes to the point that if the writing, the text, the font was that much cleaner, our poor little brains and our poor little eyes wouldn't have to work so hard to try to remember this information, and it actually would be easier, and maybe we might actually retain the information better. I don't know. The studies are still out on that, but I did get pretty passionate about it when I was in school, and I was all for the more modern looking font and text. I don't know, there's just something about it that just looks cleaner. It just has a prettier aesthetic, a flow to it, if you will, than having serifs. And I get that there's, a necessity for it. I'm not out here saying, get rid of all fonts that have serifs. That's not what I'm saying. This is me giving you a font text confessional of my preference of what I like with my fonts. And you'll notice that almost everything I do with my podcast, with the show, with text in general, I try to use Arial, Helvetica, I think it's called Serifana. I don't know. Anything that's sans serifs. No feet, because it looks cleaner, it's more modern looking, and it just makes me happy. I just like to look at it and see a smooth, clean font. I don't write with feet. That would be really weird. Like, I'm looking at my whiteboard right now, and it's all very clean. It's all very neat. It looks very modern. And most of us don't write with the little feet with the serifs on there. So I don't know why it became such a thing. So maybe I need to go do a little bit of research on why Times New Roman became the quote industry standard for text or fonts in books and newspapers. I'm sure there's a reason it's called Times New Roman. That's all I have to say about that. So again, don't hate me for saying it, but I am a sans serif kind of girl, and I don't anticipate changing my mind anytime soon. And so when I publish my materials, when I put it out there, it's going to be sans serif. That's right. I said it. So look for my books, my materials, whatever things that I'm publishing, and pay attention to the font, because it's going to be sans serifs. That's right. I'm not gonna, don't even go there about comics. I know there's a whole group of people that hit us. This conversation is not about that. This is about Times New Roman and me not being a fan of Times New Roman. I don't hate on it. I'm just not a fan. I prefer something cleaner, something neater, something more modern looking. That's all I'm saying. Thank you for listening to this week's Mini Monday about feet and no feet in font. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. All right, go forth and be magical.